so you can focus, reduce stress, and sleep better. Stories to inspire, so you can dream big again.
1, liftoff.
And a range of personalities, so you'll have a partner on your journey. Get closer to the best you with bestsellers, new releases, and exclusive originals, all ad-free. Listen now on Audible.
A fraction of a raindrop, 3 grains of salt. At up to 100 times more potent than morphine, the tiniest amount of illegal fentanyl is all it takes to cause an overdose. Fentanyl can be mixed into heroin, cocaine, pressed pills, meth, and other drugs. It could be in your drugs, and you wouldn't be able to see it, taste it, or smell it. Learn more at cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
Anderson Cooper is back with season 2 of his podcast, All There Is.
I'll sit down with President Biden in the White House for a conversation about the losses in his life and how he lives with them.
I don't know anybody who welcomes grief, but you got to confront it.
All There Is with Anderson Cooper is about how we can live on with loss and with love.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart. My word is abiding. They're always going to be with you.
Listen to All There Is with Anderson Cooper on the iHeartRadio app.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. The Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is now only $9.90. Plus, free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
8:17 and KFYR Guns in the 701. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Morning. How we doing?
We got Mitchell from North Dakota and Mitchell, South Dakota, all on the phone at the same time. If lightning strikes, well, now you know why.
Just did, right?
Lightning striking on January 26th. How often does that happen? But anyway, goes to the 701 here on KFYR. U.S. Appeals Court revives Mexico's $10 billion. What? $10 billion lawsuit against gun makers. Doesn't Mexico use a lot of guns? What the heck's going on there?
Well, that's the thing that they're saying is because they're saying that they can't handle the cartels, and the cartels use guns, so they're going to sue American gun factories because of that fact.
Oh, so don't punish the cartels.
Go after
because they go away if the American guns go away, then the cartels go away. Is that how that works?
Well, this comes down to a simple thing. Just like we've got AOC here in the United States and Pelosi, they've got theirs down there as well, and they're just trying for grandstanding. But yeah, it's never going to last. But of course, here in the United States, we have the laws against protection. Of course, the Federal Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, and they're just trying to get around it because they're another country. But yeah, $10 billion because they can't control the cartels. They decided that they're just going to go ahead and try to go after the guns. And what they don't think about as well is that the police in Mexico are supplied by these same gun companies and more. So it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's what I thought, Clay. I mean, doesn't it seem like you're shooting yourself in the foot? Pardon any pun there.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. I found it interesting that Glock is named in this lawsuit as well. And of course, they're an Austrian group, but I look at this whole thing, and their claim is that the PLCAA doesn't apply in this situation, which is completely asinine because that's exactly why that particular piece of legislation was passed. It doesn't protect them from defects in guns. No, it actually protects manufacturers of firearms in the United States from exactly this kind of lawsuit, frivolous and liability. And it does protect them from that because that was after the tobacco rulings, and they seen what they did to big tobacco. So boom, we're gonna take care of that because the same lawyers were going after the gun manufacturers. But 10 billion, is it? I believe $10 billion, 10 million.
Yeah, I had to look slowly and read that this morning. I thought maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me, but no, it does say billion on there.
It's just another ploy to go around the act and bankrupt the firearms manufacturers. And yes, Wouldn't that would be insane? Where are they going to source most of their firearms? And let's not forget, the U.S. government under Eric Holder and Barack Hussein Obama, they conducted Fast and Furious, which sold guns illegally, knowingly, to the Mexican cartels, trying to track them, which failed miserably. Ended up actually killing some of our border security agents. So, yeah, this is just insane. It was already thrown out once, but they had to go ahead and revive it. I think this case goes back to 2021, and here we are now with a weaponized Department of Justice bringing it back under the Biden regime to try and bankrupt gun companies. That's just another ploy.
Did they happen to file that suit in Austria as well, since you're putting Glock on the list, and since that's, like you say, an Austrian company?
I did not see it in there. I actually went looking for that. But Glock does have Glock USA, so I suppose they're going after that entity, even though the guns are...
And then the workaround is you get them from Austria then, and you're not... Okay, there we go. That's the...
Yep.
Glock is actually helping him with this suit. We could start that rumor. Guns of the 701 at 822. Louisiana judge finds silencers are not protected by the Second Amendment. Okay, you can shoot somebody, you just can't keep it quiet. Okay.
Yeah, and silencers have this reputation that they're going to be really quiet and you won't hear nothing, which is not true. I look at them as a hearing protection device. But yeah, this judge who, let's face it, this guy was appointed not by exactly a conservative president to begin with. And this happened in September of 2023. He got arrested, Mr. Brennan Cornox, I believe is how you pronounce his name, for an unregistered silencer.
Don't you know you're Cajun?
I do not. Como, there we go.
Kind of French, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
I'm just a
Just
redneck
Brennan. Just call him
Dakota.
Brennan. We're done with it.
There you go, Brett.
Mitchell is so loaded.
Someday I'll be done.
I don't need some Louisiana guy breathing down my neck about this story because we goofed up the name. That's all.
There you go. Yeah, and he's already in trouble, right? So anyway, he didn't have a serial number on it. And this goes back to the NFA, the National Firearms Act of 1934. He was indicted because the government says he was in possession and receiving and possessing firearms unidentified by serial numbers in violation of United States Code 26. They specifically did cite in this that basically he built his own suppressors. Guys, this is not tough to do either. I can tell you, it's pretty simple to do. It's not a complicated process. And they cited 5 in total, but he didn't register them or identify them by serial number.
I was going to say, make sure you grab a Sharpie and write 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on them.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about this, he wasn't trying to sell them.
Right,
he's making them for himself.
Yeah. I mean, I can see if you don't want some entity selling a bunch of stuff that doesn't have serial numbers, but if you're making your own at home, I mean, come on.
And it's just a piece of metal that suppresses sound. I mean, we have a lot of things that suppress sound. Mufflers on cars. I mean, it doesn't do anything but suppress sound. It does not make it.
And after a while, that doesn't even work either. So
yeah, it don't. What I found interesting in the case, though, is that the Biden administration, they countered the arguments that you have to register arms and requirement for arms and have serial numbers. And essentially they're trying to say that after 1911, that's okay, even though Bruin says otherwise. Then they turn around and they actually comment with this argument that silencers and accessories, not arms, protected by the Second Amendment. Okay, so now they're saying they're not a firearm protected by the Second Amendment, but if you read the NFA, they are classified as arms or unusually dangerous weapons, as the government will tell you. And then they're not exempt. So which way is it? Are they a firearm or are they not? Which one are? And I'm guessing the lawyer he's got by the arguments, he's pretty good as far as picking up on that. And essentially, he points out that the government's using pretty much all the code words. They're using the dangerous and unusual, that was used in Heller, but not in this context. Dangerous, unusual was never, ever cited at any Supreme Court decision. I got to remind everybody, ever. Neither was.
You know, in my younger days, I dated a lot of women that were dangerous and unusual.
I wouldn't call them dangerous and unusual. How many movies have we all seen that have had them in them, and they work just fine?
Yeah.
And maybe that's the problem, is somebody's just seen one too many movies and thought, oh, we better do something about this because I saw the movie and look what happened in the movie. Therefore,
oh no.
I do got to add to this, guys, that this is going to keep going and we'll keep you updated as we get more info. But it's an interesting case that will either uphold Bruin or be kicked back into the court system and work its way through.
All right, more of Guns of the 701 coming up will prove that Cleveland gets it and Chicago does not. Agreed, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Agreed on that one? All right, we'll have that coming up. That and much more. Guns in the 701. It's 827.
The perfect pair. Buck is in that camp. I'm in that camp for political.
Discover the world of firearms at Bismarck's Double H Gun Shop. With a wide range of products from handguns to rifles, we cater to all your shooting needs. We are your local gun experts. Not only do we sell firearms, reloading supplies, targets, and whatever your heart desires, but we also have a ton of knowledge and answers. We shoot, we hunt, we compete, we reload. It's been the Howard's way since 1976, and we ain't fixing to change anything. Visit our website at hhgunshop.com to browse our inventory. Double H Gun Shop, Bismarck's best new and used firearm reloading supply, gunsmithing, and sporting goods store. Double H Guns. Double H Guns. 1021 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Call 701-223-4888.
Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Breaking back for the price action after the holiday. We saw the dollar rally sharply. I think it again goes back to China, and it goes back to the U.S. dollar being a safe haven in case we do have a deflationary pressure in China that's similar to what Japan experienced in the 90s. I think that's where the market is thinking this market's headed.
The financial markets overseas are having a direct impact on world currencies, that keeping them below the value of the U.S. dollar.
The biggest issue seems to me to be that because we can't find a bottom in Hong Kong, we can't find a bottom in Shanghai in the equity markets, that's an indication that the money's staying out of China, and therefore the Chinese currency hit an 8 to 9 week low in the offshore market against the U.S. dollar. That spills over into currencies like the Brazilian real, which would hit a fresh 2-week low, almost a 3-week low against the U.S. dollar coming back from the holiday.
Now, if the dollar keeps strengthening against other currencies, farmers are likely looking at lower prices in the next few months.
What I see happening next is if this dollar continues to be bought as a safe haven, we take out the report day lows from last Friday, which we did in wheat already. But if we do that in the corn and the beans, then technically speaking, and from the way these funds tend to trade, another 5 to 8% lower is what I'm suggesting to clients and subscribers as a possibility for where we're headed next as we get into February and that base price for the new crop corn and beans.
With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer.
KFYR, your ag authority.
Hi, this is...
Jim was at the laundromat when he heard... His ear said, Maraca, senor, but his nose said, hey, freshest scent ever. Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring Gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, sir, your scent maracas smell amazing. You could call them scent maracas, but most noses call them Gain scent beads. Try Gain Scent Beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
Green Day present the Saviors Tour. Live across North America. Performing Bo Dookie and American Idiot in their entirety, plus fan favorites and tracks from their new album Saviors, with the Smashing Pumpkins, Rancid, and the Linda Lindas. Fly to Barrysburg City. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Green Day, the Saviors Tour, fueled by Monster Energy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives you access to all. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. iHeartMedia is your access company. Go to iHeartResults.com for more.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right?
80% water?
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Ooh, pass me the intercom thingy.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Save on Tide at Target with a Target gift card. Restrictions apply. Terms and conditions apply to gift cards. For details, go to help.target.com/help.
KFYR, KFYR.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Texas showdown with a federal deadline today. Texas governor has no plan to allow border agents back into Shelby Park on the Rio Grande, where it's installed razor wire to block migrants. Attorney General Ken Paxton tells Fox.
I guarantee you he's going to stand strong. He'll keep putting razor wire up. We'll keep blocking the border. We'll keep doing everything that we need to do to protect our state, despite the fact that this Supreme Court ruling was so wrong.
10 retired FBI directors and counterterror chiefs warning the House Speaker in a letter that an actual soft invasion of military-age men is underway at the border from countries like China and Syria, perilous for America. What did the president say? While he was touting Bidenomics at a brewery in Superior, Wisconsin.
By the way, it used to make beer brewed here. It is used to make the brew beer in this refinery. Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes. I wonder why.
America's listening to Fox News.
And now from North Dakota's portions of the region this morning. Some late freezing drizzle in the northern Red River Valley. Most of the fog should dissipate by early afternoon. Highs, lower 30s, northwestern Minnesota, mid to upper 40s in southwestern North Dakota, northwestern South Dakota. Less fog, more sunshine for the weekend and mild temps, which should continue through the first half of next week, possibly into the 50s for the western parts of the region. For Bismarck, AccuWeather calling for dense fog this morning, then cloudy and 39, turning partly cloudy late tonight, 14. Sun, 39 tomorrow. Plenty of sun Sunday, 44. The record, 46. Monday, a little morning rain, otherwise cloudy, breezy, 45. Plenty of sun for Tuesday and 44. Dense fog caused a 7-vehicle crash near Ross yesterday morning. Intersection of 2 and 93rd Avenue. Happened about 9:30 when an SUV collided with a semi. Both came to rest in the intersection. 5 other vehicles ended up colliding with the 2. Highway Patrol said several people were injured in the pileup. Not yet clear how severely or how many people were hurt. A jury convicted a 40-year-old man in a fatal shooting in a Minot bar last May. Travis McDermott convicted of manslaughter and reckless endangerment. Prosecutors say he fatally shot 32-year-old Grayson Sledo in an altercation at the original bar nightclub early on May 14th. The judge ordering a pre-sentence investigation and for McDermott to be held in custody pending sentencing May 6th. He faces up to 10 years in prison on the B felony manslaughter charge. A recommendation to split loan funding between 2 fertilizer projects approved by state regulators. Prairie Horizon and Next Year Energy Resources have a month to decide whether to accept the loan offer. Prairie Horizon's been approved for a $75 million forgivable loan. Next Year Energy extended a $50 million forgivable loan. If one declines the loan, the full amount of $125 million will be offered to the remaining group. A candidate who says he's a moderate Republican announced his run for the North Dakota legislature. Scott Schofield has assigned the District 18 seat in the state house. He spent 24 years in the Air Force, served as chief of staff of the 319th Reconnaissance Wing from 22 to 23. He's currently a senior manager at Northrop Grumman at Grand Sky. He says emphasis will be on expanding access to health care, diversifying the economy, and supporting families. In an effort to address the use of illegal immigration as a tool to influence congressional district apportionment and electoral college votes, Senator Kevin Cramer joined his colleagues in introducing the Equal Representation Representation Act. The bill would address the inclusion of illegal immigrants in the count for congressional district apportionment and electoral college votes, highlight the potential for disproportionate political power, and require the Census Bureau to publicly report certain demographic data, ensuring transparency and informed decision-making.
Well, the Biden administration's refusal to secure the southern border and then to just allow unfettered entry into the United States by illegal immigrants really has far-reaching impacts, far beyond just the things we think of, on the surface. So the census is really the foundation for representation in our system, and any census that includes non-citizens in the apportionment count is really concerning to me, and it ought to be to all North Dakotans. Illegal immigrants and non-citizens cannot vote, and they shouldn't be used as
Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Discover the world of firearms at Bismarck's Double H Gun Shop. With a wide range of products from handguns to rifles, we cater to all your shooting needs. We are your local gun experts. Not only do we sell firearms, reloading supplies, targets, and whatever your heart desires, but we also have a ton of knowledge and answers.
We shoot, we hunt, we compete, we reload.
It's been the Howard's way since 1976, and we ain't fixing to change anything. Visit our website at hhgunshop.com to browse our inventory. Double H Gun Shop, Bismarck's best new and used firearm reloading supply, gunsmithing, and sporting goods store. Double H Guns.
Double H Guns.
1021 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Call 701-223-4888.
Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Oh, we have a Bismarck area office, and we go a little west of Bismarck, a little north, and a bunch east and south. So we have a pretty broad territory out here in the Missouri River Valley and to the James River Valley. So, yeah, we serve a greater area than our name might lead you to believe, and we're so honored to be able to do that.
I know you may not necessarily need hospice right now, but put it in the back of your mind because when it's time, you're not going to want to scramble and think, oh, no, what do I do now? Oh, wait a minute. I heard of this hospice at the Red River Valley. So there you go. Put that in, etch that in stone in your mind because the day's going to come, folks. I already lost a fiance to cancer and that day came and went. So
I'm so sorry.
I don't recommend going through that, especially in your 40s. That's just awful. But
it is. And we understand that it is like a desperately hard decision to make. And so we want to help provide as much comfort and support in the midst of those really hard decisions and hard moments.
Jenny at Hospice of the Red River Valley. Jenny, thanks a lot for your time. I really appreciate good info.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty, you take care. 844 at KFYR, and we'll be into Dakota talk coming up a little bit after 9. More of Guns in the 701 proving that Cleveland is better than Chicago, and I'm not talking about football. It's coming up next.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
The Doobie Brothers. Tom Johnston, Michael McDonald, Pat Simmons, and John McPhee. With very special guest, Steve Winwood. The 2024 Tour. Get tickets Friday at LiveNation.com.
This is the iHeartRadio Sports Report.
In the NFL, the Falcons have hired Raheem Morris as their new head coach. Morris returns to Atlanta, where he was formerly the defensive coordinator and spent the last 3 seasons as the Rams' defensive coordinator. After Morris settles on his staff, his first task will be figuring out the quarterback situation. Taylor Heineke and Desmond Ridder remain on the roster, but neither shined this past season. The Carolina Panthers have also hired their new head coach, Tampa Bay Bucks offensive coordinator Dave Canales. Carolina is hoping the 42-year-old Canales can do for Bryce Young what he did for quarterbacks Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, and Baker Mayfield, who he's worked with in the past. And in the NBA, LeBron James became the first player to be named to 20 All-Star teams when he was selected for the Western Conference last night as part of the league's unveiling of the 10 starters for next month's All-Star Game in Indianapolis. I'm Andy West with your iHeartRadio Sports Report.
Need more? Open the free iHeartRadio app for the best sports stations in the country and the most sports podcasts with the biggest personalities in the game on demand.
Guns in the 701. Why do you call it Guns in the 701 when you guys are both in the 605? What's going on here?
No, Clay's I actually live in North Dakota. Yeah.
Well, one of you is like practically in Nebraska, for crying out loud.
No. And like I've always told Clay, I still want to buy 1 acre up in North Dakota just so I can run a goat there and say I'm a farmer.
That's all it takes, right? So Cleveland could teach Chicago a thing or two.
Well, yeah, they've gone ahead with the research on the last 2 years. They've got the constitutional carry going in Ohio. And because of that, we're looking at significant drops in gun violence because everybody that can carry is carrying. You've got experience of 22% declines in Parma, followed by Akron and Toledo, both down 18%. And this is just since 2022, since the law went into official effect. Of course, Dayton and Cincinnati have got moderate drops as well. And, of course, it's not to downplay the real problem of gun violence. This is what the Ohio Attorney General, Dave Yost, says. He says, but the key takeaway is that they need to focus on the criminals and not responsible gun owners. Responsible gun owners are the ones that are making the crime rates drop, because now that criminals who are notoriously cowardly now know that people are carrying and aren't going to stand by and be victims.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was a great thing to point out, too, that the person who did this, her name was Melissa Burrick. She's a doctorate of criminal justice. She led this research. And basically the guy who wanted this said that he had no expectations, didn't know where it would find, didn't know what the findings would be. But he said that he wanted to have it regardless. And they basically emphasized that it's going to impact policy changes. It's going to help them understand the picture of crime rates and how to basically implement policy. So when you look at this study, I don't think that Mr. Yost or the doctor, Mrs. Burt, really had, I don't think they thought it would go this way. So I kind of like the idea that it just points once again that when you do pass either concealed carry, which pretty much we have in every state darn near now, and constitutional carry, which is great now that 26 states have it, over half have it in the United States, it doesn't lead to the Wild West and more killings and more crime and everything else that we've always been told by the other side. And now you have this study out of 8 large cities in Ohio that shows it even helped the big cities. So it's just another deal. You know, John R. Lott Jr., I love that guy. He writes great books, and more guns, less crime, proven yet once again.
Guns in the 701 here at KFYR. So apparently you can't ban the guns in post offices. And now when I go to the post office here, I'm going to have to see if there's still there, because I thought there was a sign there. It said weapons weren't allowed on there, but what's going on?
Well, it's kind of that way. It actually only applies to one particular case in Florida, and that's United States versus Alia. Again, you mean my last names, right? Anyway, the federal judge in Middle District of Florida, it was a great ruling because it basically is challenging the constitutionality now of a ban on carrying firearms in a post office. And not just that, it'll be all federal buildings. Basically, Judge Catherine Kimball, she declared that the federal prohibition is unconstitutional as it is applied to the defendant, which was a postal worker, and he was possessing an actual firearm at a federal facility. He's a semi-truck driver. He decided, nope, I'm not going to take this. He challenged the actual constitutionality of this statute. Now, we've talked about Bruin a lot here, and that's what he's arguing it on. He argues that it infringes on his Second Amendment rights, and the judge found that the government failed to provide a historical evidence justifying a firearms ban in post offices. So although this case is only going to affect this person, it's not going to give that blanket protection across the United States like some of the other cases have, because it is just a state case. If it was a Supreme Court decision, then it would actually affect everything else. So this will be very important to see how other prosecutors, not just in Florida, but across the country, decide to take on these cases, because if it's challenged, this case will be cited. I have no doubt that this one will be cited in the defense of other people, because really it's kind of a dumb idea anyway. I've never supported it. I'm not the problem. You're not the problem. Nobody who does this legally is the problem. And it doesn't stop a criminal from coming in there. It really doesn't. And that's in pretty much any. But this pretty much just goes for this particular case. So don't go running out into your post office just yet. You might
well, at least you got a legal precedent to start with anyway. Speaking of rulings, the court ruled that those under 21, banning those under 21 from carrying a firearm is unconstitutional. Well, thank God, because now the kids in Chicago that have the gun, they're going to be okay. No, but it's not about that. I mean, what's going on here?
Well, actually, that's in Pennsylvania, and that comes along and issued an emergency order by the governor, Josh Shapiro, and 2 other statutes saying carrying firearms by residents between the ages of 18 and 20 doesn't fit because, in his words, he says, the Commonwealth says that the people under 21 are not part of the people when they talk about the Second Amendment. Therefore, they do not have Second Amendment protections. Otherwise, when you're 18 and you sign up for selective service, apparently you're not people. You're not a person yet. When you actually go into the military, you're not people until you're 21. So apparently, they don't have a lot of respect for people under the age of 21 in Pennsylvania.
Well, no. Now we got to put somebody's going to say, well, now we got to put the alcohol thing down to 18. I mean, if you can draft me, you can let me get, whatever. And we know it goes on, right? I mean, I'm not advocating it. I was there. I was in Wisconsin when drinking age is 18. I went to school there and ruined my life for a year. So
best year you've ever ruined, though.
Yeah, it was. As opposed to ruining the 21 of my first marriage. But don't start me on that. The therapy was working. It was working. Guns of the 701, the new stuff on Wednesdays.
Every
That's
Wednesday
right, on
night,
Wednesdays.
6 o'clock Mountain. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, and also don't forget about Jamie and 701 Nation. We had a great show last night with Scott Buckmeyer, and of course talking about calibers and which ones are the best, and had a really good show with that one as well.
They're branching out. Pretty soon it'll be the 701 Network. All you need is one more show and you can do the 701 Network. You can call it a network, but you have to have 3 shows or more. So
Mitchell called it first, so now we got to give him residuals off of that.
Yeah, exactly. And
now we're going to have Mitchell in the evening, sponsored by Guns.
There you have it. There you have it. Stay tuned, folks. It'll be coming soon to a network near you. Guns of the 701. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, and don't forget it's on iHeart, best podcast around.
Got that right. Boy, how did I almost forget that? Shooting my mouth off here. No wonder I almost forgot. All right, have a good weekend. Take care. Guns of the 701 on KFYR 855. Happy birthday. I'm a little late on birthdays today. Sorry, birthday folks who are waiting on the edge of your seat. Diane Matsky from Washburn, 80 today. Azra Metzger of Bismarck, and I hope I'm getting your name right, 38, and I apologize if I'm not, and I'm also thinking I'm not the first one in 38 years to goof it up. Cody Byer, Mandan, the big 4-0. Rhonda Emter of Bismarck is 59. Missy Axt of McCluskey, Dad says you're 45. He knows, he was there. Amy Beekler of Bismarck, 50. Keith Govin of Bismarck, 60. We're getting round ages today. Kent Masseth of Bismarck and Patrick Schmidt of Bismarck. Happy birthday, y'all. And Diane, watch your mailbox. Gloria Jeans will be on its way soon.
The Doobie Brothers. Tom Johnston, Michael McDonald, Pat Simmons, and John McPhee. With very special guest, Steve Winwood. The 2024 Tour. Get tickets Friday at LiveNation.com.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
All right, well, the first thing I know is that you need to obsess over customers.
That's Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon, and the richest person on earth. And I'm Jason Del Rey. As a reporter who's covered Amazon for the last 6 years, I've noticed that when I talk to Amazon employees, they all start to sound a lot like Bezos. There's this obsession with obsession.
It's obsessive, compulsive focus on the customer.
And delight. Customer delight.
Delight the customer.
It's Amazon speak. It's their way of saying their #1 mission is to make customers' lives better. But is that intense focus always a good thing? Or does it come at a cost? This is Land of the Giants, a podcast about the biggest tech companies of our time, how they got their power, what they're doing with it, and how they're changing our lives in the process. Our first season is called The Rise of Amazon. We find out from Amazon executives exactly how much they know about us.
So what we find is that customers who watch a movie that they love, they buy more Tide. They just do.
We talk to CEOs with strong feelings about the way Amazon does business.
It's rope-a-dope. They're playing with you until the time they come in with the knockout punch. And if I were them, oh my God, are they a retailer? They're a data management company.
We learn about Amazon's impact on small communities when they move in